We are still celebrating Sale-A-Bration, but we're going to create a more somber card. This is a little sympathy card or for somebody going through a hard time. It says, you're in my thoughts. We're not going to add bling to it, but we're going to add nice little sprigs to show we really care. The extra little details matter. We're going to cut out a little piece of cardstock here and emboss it. Designer series paper and inking up the edges of the sentiment. So welcome to my Sale-A-Bration Club. My name is Kimberly Smith and I'm the papered chef. And for the last couple months, we have been working on Sale-A-Bration projects. Every project is unique. I'm going to show you lots of things we made during Sale-A-Bration Club at the end of this video. So here's what we're using today. These are all freebies, by the way, freebie products. And we added a whole bunch more in February that you can pick. We're using the Softly Stippled Designer Series paper. The colors are, and I'm just telling you the colors so you can see why I chose these colors of cardstock to go with it. The colors are wild wheat. See how I chose wild wheat back here? And then the wild wheat ink on top. Calypso coral, that's there. Lost Lagoon, that's the card base I chose. Your kit was carefully curated. Pebbled Path, that's the cardstock I chose. And Pool Party, that's this piece here. So in addition to using that, we're going to scroll to the back. And we're going to use the $100 item. There's something free when you spend $100. It's called the Softly Sophisticated Bundle. I have loads of examples of things that were embossed with this embossing folder. It's pretty cool. And so you get the bundle, it's the stamp set and the embossing folder. I'd want the bundle just for the embossing folder, honestly. And we're just also talking about this all month long, but when you join my team during Sale-A-Bration, you get this whole glass mat studio, the thing that I've been using all the time in my videos, for free. You also get $125 worth of products, and you get free shipping and a free paper pumpkin kit, all for $99. I just unboxed a paper pumpkin kit, so if you missed it, it was on my Facebook page. Oh my goodness, this thing is so adorable. You're not going to get this paper pumpkin kit because you're going to get, let's say, this is one of the things you can make with it this month. You're going to get like an older paper pumpkin kit. They don't give you the exact current one. All right, so let's talk about the paper and let's cut the pieces we need. I already have the circles were in your kit. So we're going to just do a few while we're here. We're going to do some white circles and that. You're using some of this. This is softly stippled. The word stippled means like dot, 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 dot. You know, that's how the artwork was done, with stippling. Or it could have been done graphically as well. We're going to use this little piece here for the strip across the middle. So you see the stippling? Really nice. Okay. This is the wild wheat piece. Nice Pool Party texture piece. I didn't even touch those. You always have, when I give you kits, you always have way extras. We only needed a couple pieces of paper, and this is just extra paper. So you always have more than you need. You had 12 sheets of it. So you're going to take your Lost Lagoon card. I'll write down the measurements for you later when there's more room on my table. You're going to make a vertical card today. And then just going to take all the pieces we don't need. We do need this piece here. I'm going to put them back in my bag. And I'm going to just, after I'm done this video, I'm going to make some more sympathy cards. I have two friends from high school. And it just seems like we're at the age, right, where a lot of us are losing our parents. These are friends from high school that I've been friends with ever since. So this is like, sad for me because their parents, all of our parents, it was more of a community back then where everybody's parents were parents to each other. Any parent tells you you need to do something or not do something, you listen to everybody's parents. The whole neighborhood, because we were all at the same school. And for some of these guys, I went to school with them for 12 years, and some of them I went to school with for 4 years in high school. And, everybody's parents, you go to each other's houses, you stay over. It's just, and, when they lose their parents, I feel like I lost a part of me too. It's very sad. So I'm making these sympathy cards. I'm making some extra after the video's over. All right, so what you're going to do first is you're going to do your typical piece, your typical piece, meaning your regular mat layer, which is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. So this is the wild wheat piece. Okay, 5 1/4 by 4, because we're doing an A2 card, and this is the, Christina relates to everybody, listen to everybody's parents, right? Like, my parents, when my mom had her 90th birthday and her 85th birthday, my bestie drove down from Pennsylvania to come to my mom's birthday party and to tell her how much she meant to her. You know, because she was always staying over at our house. I'm from a family of 8 children. I'm 7 of 8. She has a family of 9 children, all living in they were living in a smaller house. She was always hanging out at my house. Like, it's just, that's the way my mom was, just like a mom to her. That's why I feel like when people's parents pass, it's like so sad. All right, so that's the piece 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, now we're going to take this little piece. Let's see if I can use this one. Well, let's just do the Pebbled Path next. Let's do this one next. You're going to take Pebbled Path cardstock. Take that out. And it's going to be cardstock 4 inches by 2 3/4. And then I probably need to go get the paper so I don't lose how many measurements I have. 4 inches by 2 3/4. Okay, let's double check. Yep, looking good. 4 inches, but you could see it completely transforms when you start embossing it. Just double checking. Even though I have my measurements written down, 2 3/4. Just, cut all your pieces at once. You have them all done here. 2 3/4. And then I should have a piece, yeah. So you can get 4 pieces out of that from 1 piece of cardstock. So that's good. This will still make you a card later, so save that. And note to self, order some more Pebbled Path cardstock because it's a really cool neutral color. All right, so now we're going to do another cutting in a minute, but I just need to do a little brain dump and write down these measurements before we do the next part of the cardstock. So if you get my newsletter, oh, by the way, a lot of newsletters are going into spam lately. Even though I'm using info, the email that it's coming from is called info@thepaperedchef.com. But due to some new email rules, a lot of times when you send newsletters, it's just going into people's spam. So I sent a newsletter just today. And if you're supposed to be getting my newsletters and you didn't, check your spam or promotions folder. And I'm doing a scan and cut retreat. It's the first time ever I'm doing it. And it is my scan and cut retreat. I'll just write this. I'm going to write it right here. Scan and cut, because I know a lot of my viewers. It's a virtual retreat. I'm not doing it like in person. I'm mostly a virtual demonstrator. I used to do in-person classes when I started out for teachers and doing paper pumpkin play dates and all that, but now I'm mostly a virtual business. So Scan and Cut Virtual Retreat, it's going to be on Saturday, the day before Easter, March 30th. We'll start at 11 a.m. Eastern time. That way, those of you on the West Coast don't have to get up super early, 8 a.m. That's the latest I could start with still getting it done. I'm going to try to be done by 4 p.m. But knowing me, I always go over. So let's see, Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to do projects all day long with Canvas Workspace, Brother Scan and Cut. And you can join my virtual retreat on Zoom. And if you get my newsletter, you'll get that link. If not, go to my offerings. Go to the description of this video and click on Papered Chef's current offerings, and you'll see Scan and Cut Retreat. All right, so now we're going back to this Sympathy card here. Sympathy card. And I'm going to write the measurements. Pebbled Path cardstock. And the card is a vertical card, so it's going to be 11 inches. And it's going to be scored at 5 1/2. Anyway, so you can just join the retreat virtually and not get a kit from anywhere in the world. I should have mentioned that. But if you want the kit, you need to be in the U.S. My kits are going to have one of my mom's cute little bags that she sews, lots of treats and snacks, and you're going to get vinyl and door prize tickets and cardstock and designer series paper and all kinds of stuff. And the reason I have you signing up register by the 29th is so that I can get you a free stamp set for your kit. And if you already have the free stamp set called the Watercolor Melon, then let me know and I'll get you a different free stamp set. In fact, I'll get you anything you want. If you don't even want that stamp set, that's fine. But I'll get you whatever you want as a $50 free item because I'm putting $50 of supplies in your kit. And when I buy your $50 of supplies, I'm going to be able to get you each a free item for Sale-A-Bration. That's why I need you to register by the 29th. Otherwise, I can't get the stamp set for free. It's not that I won't accept registrations after that. It's just that you're not getting the free stamp set. Anywho, let's see. Let me go back to this. This was the card. I didn't mean Pebbled Path, you guys. I meant Lost Lagoon. So this is going to be So Pebble Path will be down here. I'm just going to write this is an actual Lost Lagoon card. So Lost Lagoon is here, and Pebble Path is down here. So we're still using Pebble Path, but we're not, this one's Lost Lagoon. Okay, so just to keep that straight. Anywho. Janet usually writes, Janet's my team member, my Paper Chef team member. She always writes she writes the descriptions much neater than I do. Like literally, I mean, look at this. This is just a hot mess. I mean, this is my pad. This is when I design, I go, and then I have to like transcribe it on here, and then she actually types it up for me. And I really been meaning to put them into my recipe book, but I make like 100 new designs each month, and it's so hard to keep track of them all. So anywho, we got 4 inches by 2 3/4. So that's the Pebble Path cardstock and Lost Lagoon cardstock. And then we have a DSP. There's 2 SP. DSP is going to be softly stippled. And we're going to have a couple layers there. So the one layer is going to be a 3.5 times 2 1/4. Okay, notice that it's like this. It's a 1/2 inch smaller around all sides. And then the other layer is going to be, that would be the 1 inch one, right? 4 inches times 1 inch. All right, so now I'm going to write, and I'll write the ink too. Oh, and I spelled sympathy wrong, it looks like. Did I spell that right? S-Y-M? That does not look like, that doesn't even look right, like a real word, but that's probably because I'm spelling it, scribbling all over the place. Anywho, let's do this little piece. So we're just draw that. So it's going to be like that. And this one's going to be like a vertical. So we got these layers. So this would be, let's see, layer 1. This would be layer 1 down here. And then layer 2, this would be layer 2. And then this one's going to be layer 3. And you know, like the way that I kind of go by what you're building up from the bottom of the card, the layer numbers. All right, so let's get the trimmer and cut this little piece and this little piece. Then we'll write about the ink. Okay, we got the 1 inch strip that we need. And then this little piece is going to be 2 1/4. I already should have 2 1/4 by 3. So it's bigger than I need. So 2 1/4. This is my favorite piece of the softly stippled, is this little pool party piece. Okay, by 3.5. Then I can get rid of this trimmer because I have so much on my table. Like I said, I just did the spontaneous unboxing. I didn't know a paper pumpkin kit was coming, and I wasn't even going to check the mail. Then my neighbor came over to borrow something, and she was coming over to borrow some chicken broth. And not borrow, but just have. We don't borrow it. We just give it to each other. And then she came over, and I was like, oh, she brought me my mail. And I was like, oh, my gosh, yes. And then I went to dinner, saw her family. All right, what I'm doing next is I'm just going to emboss this piece for you to show you how that works. This is the embossing machine, but it's not going to be in the view of the camera. I'm putting it over here, out there. Okay, now I'm going to show you the stamping sandwich. When you're embossing, you use a base plate. This is the base plate. See how thick it is? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm not using any of these other plates. I'm just using this embossing folder and this plate. It's called plate number 4. So if you're not sure what to do, whenever you use a 3D embossing folder, it gives you the little cheat sheet. See, plate number 1, which is the base plate, and plate number 4. That's all you need. And then in the middle of those, you're going to put the embossing folder. Okay, my embossing folder was just here. So now here it is. So here's the embossing folder. And we're gonna open up the paper, and you're gonna put it in. Now I put the Stampin' upside up like so with the line. Okay, and you'll put the piece of paper in there. That way it's straight. And then you can even, like, if you want to match your design up, you can go Like you can line up your design if you want. But all I do is just try to keep it straight. Just so, because the design is kind of straight. It's a straight up and down design. And if you want, you can use, this line to help keep it straight. Or I just use the little dots there. It should be fine. And don't do more than one at a time. And then put it in your embossing folder. Oh, hinge side first. Hinge side goes in the machine first. And that's it. And you emboss it. Now, you just transfer. I'm going to show you the before and after paper. You're going to be like, ooh la la. We love saying ooh la la on this channel. Okay, let's see. This is the after. And I know I have a piece down here the before. Ready for this? This is why we emboss. Because everyone just thinks it's the coolest thing in the world when you see the before and after. You're just transforming paper. It's very magical. It's kind of like doing the heat embossing. I mean, who doesn't love it when you heat emboss? So, by the way, now I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to do 2 at once. But at first I was just doing it to teach you, but you can do 2 at once with this size. And sometimes this is the size I put in my kits just because you can do 2 at once. And then I don't have to crank as many things through, and then I just like to give you like extra layers. Maybe I'll throw an embossed piece in my scan and cut retreat because you don't emboss with the machine. Well, you can, but it's like a real pain in the butt. Like, it's not good to emboss with the scan and cut. So this is just if you want the patterns to go the other way. But either, it doesn't really matter which way the patterns go. But that's good enough. And now, let me move that out of the way. So that's the Softly Sophisticated 3D embossing folder. There we go. Where are our pieces? Okay, now you're going to attach this one to this one. And again, I kind of like doing it with the vertical way better. Like that way, like the vertical pattern. But it's up to you. I'm going to take this away for now. Let's get rid of that. We'll write the ink colors later. I just had my adhesive out here, so we're going to use the adhesive. Okay, layer that up. And now this piece, you're going to put it on there. Well, you're going to stamp first, but we can still cut it. Okay, we can attach this and cut it, but let's stamp first. We'll get that piece later. So we're going to put this down like so, and we are going to get the wild wheat. I look like a magician. Tap, tap, magician, right? And okay, and you're just go like you see these little 3 dots on the bottom right corner of my screen? Dot, dot, dot. They're called like ellipses. They look like this down at I can see them. I don't know if you could see them. So that's where you open up and you see my description of my video. And then it'll say Paper Chef's Offerings. And that's where you find all my things. Scan and cut retreat. Next month's workshop kit. Next month's card club. Well, actually, next month's workshop kit's not ready yet. And it still says this month's card club, but you would really be getting next month's. So not all my offerings are currently up to date except for my retreat. But one step at a time. I am a one-woman show here. And I can only do so much as a solopreneur, as we call it. I'm all doing this. I do have help from my team. Don't get me wrong. I do ask for help. But I don't, as far as like registrations go, I have to be able to do those. All right, so you're in my thoughts. It's going to be one of those. We're going to put that on a stamping block. Let's go ahead and mount that. Or maybe we'll mount that on the smaller stamping block. Then we'll use, okay, so that's going to be one of those. Now this one's going to be the sprig. We want the sprig that looks like that. And we're going to mount that on a larger stamping block. When I say larger, I mean a stamping block D. So you want one of these. And then you want this. Okay, now we're going to make a little frame. So what you're going to do to kind of reference it, you're going to put this there for a moment and see that this is all going to be covered up, right? So we're not going to leave this here when we stamp, but you're going to go ahead and try to, you just get out to the outer edges as much as you can. So I did 2 up the sides, 1, 2, up each, down the other side, or no, up the other side. These are all facing up. And then I did sideways and sideways. Okay, so just kind of like you're putting this there as a reference. How How much can you stamp? Now let's get out your little sticky note. Okay, tap, tap, tap. Now this is called Wild Wheat ink, and so this is Wild Wheat stamping. So we are doing right now called tone on tone stamping. Isn't that neat when you see the color is right on top of the other color? So you're putting Wild Wheat on top of Wild Wheat paper. Again, go out to the edges as much as you can. Sideways. Okay, up and down. Okay. Okay, up, straight up and up like that. Thank you, Kathy. She signed up for the retreat. Awesome. You're going to get a swag bag, Kathy, or you're not doing the swag bag option? Are you doing the virtual or the swag bag option? My mom makes swag bags that are pretty epic, and then I fill them with fun stuff. So you see that? So when we put that thing on it, the little layer, isn't that neat? You're going to still see some of this sticking out on the edges. So that's how you're going to give the elegance of your card. The thing that you showed thought. You showed that you're giving your friends some extra stuff in their cards, but without adding all the bling. I just don't like adding bling to sympathy cards. I think it's more about like your ego when you do that. If anyone does it, it's fine. It's your card. You can do whatever you want, but I don't want to make bling flashy cards for a sympathy card. I try to make them so nothing pops through the envelope, like no little extra 3D embellishments and stuff. A swag bag, baby. She got the swag bag. Thank you, Kathy. All right. Well, cool. So that is going to be fun, Kathy. Now let's go. Okay, we're going to put this there, but before we do that, we're going to put this there. So you're going to put this so you're going to take this little piece and go like that, right? This little strip. And it's just my style. You can almost if you hang around the same crafters a lot, you can tell who made what card. Everybody has a signature style. And one of the things that I've been doing for many, many years is putting a little 1-inch strip or putting a little strip of cards, DSP or cards stuck across the middle of my cards. I just tend to do that all the time. So that's just one of my little signature things I do. Wouldn't that be a neat job? The forensic card investigator. They can figure out who made what card just based on all of the style of stamping that they used. Okay, we're going to put that there. This is, actually, I don't need this little scrap. I'm going to throw it away. I just like to cut them that way and then I get it. I make sure I always have enough paper. And put that on there. And the only time I'm using 3D dimensionals is to pop up the You're in My Thoughts. Other than that, it is all flat. I'm not popping up all these layers, just the one layer. Okay, put it on the Lost Lagoon. Figure out which way is the front. And then what do you do for the inside? The same as the outside, the same as this Wild Wheat. Now, Wild Wheat is not my favorite color by any means, but doesn't it look really cool with the Lost Lagoon and the pebbled path and the Calypso coral? When we say colors coordinate, this is a science. This isn't subjective. These actually coordinate. That's where our eyes are each color you might be ew, by itself. By itself, Wild Wheat looks like baby puke. Let's be real. But when it's with all these colors, it's beautiful, like all that. Hey, that's cool. You said, so Shirley's saying she knows someone who does that, Mary Gunn. She said she gets a card in the week. Okay, that's cool. She gets a card and then everyone has to guess who the card is from. That's a good idea. I might do that on my with my team. I might do that when my team members send me a card. I might say, hey, somebody from the Paper Chef sent me a card. And I could hold it up at one of my team meetings and be like, who did this card come from? That would be kind of fun. But you'd have to know each other to play that kind of game. I wouldn't play it on my channel. All right. Although you guys are starting to figure out who made what. Okay, let's do it. This has enough ink on it. So normally I put some ink on a stamping block, but this already has enough ink on it. You see what I'm saying? This one here has enough ink for me to go tap, tap, tap and go like that. So what I want to do is just take some, I want to put some in these circles. I want to just put some ink around the edges of these. So I'm just using the ink that's already on the stamping block. And that's a lot of ink, actually. I didn't mean to. I'll probably make the next one a little bit lighter. Okay, because, again, you don't want it to be too flashy. This one I might use hello there for, because I might not use that for I'm going to still use my same design, but I might use it for the one that's the others, like this one. I really appreciate you, or hello there. That way I'm still using it, but it's it's dark, so I might use that. I'm also I think I'm gonna use hello there for like my card that has, when I use that little, the animal one, the critter one, Jungle Pals. Because Jungle Pals is, now I'm just gonna use the residual on this. Jungle Pals has like a lot of animals on it, and I probably use hello there as a stamp on there. I'm just getting rid of the extra ink on this glass mat. The glass mat's nice because you don't have to use as much paper, because you just kind of wipe it off when you're done with the chamois. All right, so that's good. And now we're going to take You're in My Thoughts, and we're going to use Pebbled Path. So we've already used this wild wheat. We've already inked around with the wild wheat. So we used the wild wheat twice. We used it here, and then we used it to ink up the edges because it coordinates. We used a blending brush, my yellow blending brush, but it's really a brownish color. So that blending brush, I recommend you wash it afterwards, because if you don't wash it afterwards, you're going to end up with like, and you try to use like, say, Daffodil Delight on there. Daffodil Delight is yellow as well, and then it's just going to come out kind of dark. So you want to wash it first before you use it on other kinds of yellows. Okay, so I'm doing You're in My Thoughts, and I'm sticking it on my sticky note paper just to make sure that I get it, my ink, that there's no little spots of dust under there. You're just inking it up. Oh, that came out nice. And I'm just making a few of these because I have 2 high school friends right now that I need to send this to. Okay. Okay, and so I got 3 sympathy cards ready, and then this one I'm going to go ahead and put, while I'm here, I'm here already, right? So we're just going to go ahead and put in, I'll just do I really appreciate you, because I'm going to be using hello there for some other things, like on some other cards for our projects. So I'm going to do I really appreciate you. Only because it's darker, and I think it just looks more cheerful when it's darker, inked up around the edges. Okay, love that font. Beautiful. All right, I'm getting these off my table, and then I just want to get a baby wipe. All right, now where was I? We're going to use dimensionals only to pop that onto the piece of Calypso Coral. And I just used a bunch of my, circle punches, but I know a lot of circle punches are retired now. And some aren't. So just use whatever you have. Use your dies, use your circles, use whatever you have. But when you do get a kit from me, that's where all the labor of love comes in, that I made all the pieces that you needed already, so you'd have them in your kit. Okay, I'm just going to put a few dimensionals behind here. And then I'm just going to put it straight on there. Like because it's already popped up once, so I don't need to pop it up again. And we're going to put that right on there with the adhesive. And voila. You have an elegant sympathy card that looks like you put a lot of effort into it, but you're not trying to you're trying to, not take away from the message. The message being someone lost someone that's dear to them. And you're not trying to say, I'm an incredible card maker. You're showing them that you took the effort and you put in a lot of things, but you're not adding ribbon and bling and 20 extra layers and making it super heavy and have to use extra postage. You're keeping it subtle. You're keeping it nice. Letting the card speak for itself. Okay, so that is how to do it. This is how we do it. And it would just as soon be a more cheerful card. And if you were going to put I really appreciate you, then, put that there. And then add a bunch of rhinestones. Put a piece of ribbon behind it. Go for it. Then you've made a thank you card. Okay? And if you're just doing something for someone being sick, then, of course, by all means, add lots of bling to your card. Because then it cheers them up and they smile, right? And you add extra bling. I just think there's just different moods to be in, depending on what you're doing, what you're sending it for. Let me grab. All right. I have so much to show you from my swaps and different things. And I want to say hi to you guys and then show you some other cards. So we have, hello, Christina Fullen. Nice to see you. Thank you for being a channel member. Hello, Kathy from Backyard Stamper. Thank you for signing up for my retreat. Hello, Denise. Nice to see you. I hope you got your card club kit. Thank you for being a channel member. Hello, Lisa from Ontario, Canada. Hello, Louise Haynes. Thank you. I'm glad she likes the series. Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Kathy. Hello, Phil from Florida. And Rose. Hello. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Janet. Janet's perfect. She said it right. Everyone that was older than us, we listened to them. Like, yes, it could be your cousin, your sister, brother. Like, you listened to older people when we were growing up. Yes. Hello, Anne from New Hampshire. Hello, Tisha. Hey, thank you for sharing, and I'm glad you're here for the first time. Maybe you'll be a new subscriber. That would be awesome. I'm trying to go for 39,000 right now. So anytime you share my channel, that would be awesome. Oops, need to plug in. Battery's going low, it just says. Okay, so let's see. You're saying, Anne, let me just see what Anne is saying about. Something about tried to follow the link. All right. Okay. Okay, well, you're getting help, Anne, from others. I see that. All right, cool. Good. Hello, Sherry. Nice to see you. Okay. Yes, I know what you mean, Sherry. We don't copy each other's cards. We always have a twist, right? You guys can copy my cards, though, honestly. So, hey, Kathy, thank you for... Both Kathy signed up for my retreat. Thank you, Kathy Bothwell. So the thing is, like, you guys, I'm giving you permission. You can copy this card exactly. I do not get offended. You don't have to say, oh, created by the Paper Chef. Because right now, I just put this on this channel. Like right here. Not this channel, but you know what I mean. The Paper Chef YouTube channel. I am the OG. I'm the original. I posted it. This is live. My design is out there in the world, no matter who says it's their design. On this day, whatever date it is, it's my design has already been published. I don't care if you copy it exactly. I still know that I made it. And you guys can give sympathy cards. I care more that you make cards. That's what I care about. I care more that you make cards. I don't care if you copy my design exactly. So go for it. Okay? Now, I want to show you other ways to use this embossing folder. You're just going to be blown away. This is all from this one, the softly sophisticated bundle. Look at how she did vellum. Okay, this is Kathy. She's here right now. This is Kathy Schmidt, Backyard Stamper. She embossed with vellum, the softly sophisticated designer series paper. Thank you, Denise. I'm glad you love the cards and colors. Thank you, Kathy, for sharing. Thank you, Pat Williams. Hello, Melissa from Texas. Oh, no, Denise. I'll got to check my pirate ship later and see what happens. Oh, good. I'm glad that you, Kathy, you learned about the sentiments colors. That's awesome. Two-step stamping. All right. So anyway, let me keep showing you. I'm trying to show you all this. Okay, this one is Deb Shaw. She's one of the paper chefs on my team. So look how she used, can you see that? I have to make sure you guys can see it with the light. How she used the softly sophisticated embossing folder. Okay. This is another sympathy card. Nothing to do with our sympathy card, but Julie Reif, another paper chef. That's just an example of a sympathy card. Okay, let me keep going. Here's another example of softly sophisticated. This looks like Kathy. See, you're just talking about card forensics. I knew this was a Kathy card because of the way how heavy it was. I was like, this is super heavy. This is a Kathy card. There's probably like all these extra layers in there. So Kathy, and she put all the stuff. She wrote like Kathy Schmidt wrote all the stuff she did on the back here. So you see that? Another embossing folder. All right. I have some more. These are some more Sale-A-Bration. This is my Sale-A-Bration swap basket. So I'm just showing you these first. You're in my thoughts. See that? Sympathy card we just made. And this is from Amy. Okay. Amy's one of the Beehive members on one of my teams. She's my Stampin' sideline. She used the softly sophisticated. All right, this is Kay. And Kay is on my team. Let's see. I'm trying to think. She used Stippled Roses. Stippled Roses. Okay, Kay Jet. Look what she did with this. Now, this isn't the embossing folder I'm showing you. This is what she did with this. Not this, but this paper. Same paper I'm using. Sale-A-Bration paper, okay? Another Julie Rife, and she's another softly sophisticated paper. All right, I think I showed you all my Sale-A-Bration that were from this type of thing. Okay, so let's keep going. I haven't even shown you mine yet. This is just other people's. I'll put that one over here. And I know I have, this is like so cool. Okay, this was a Valentine. Thank you, Janet, for my Valentine with the fluffiest friends on the cute little beaver on a wobble. Okay, this one is another, this is from Terry Wilson. Check what she did with this Valentine and her swap. Oh my goodness, you're gonna love it. It's a fun fold and it has a stopper built into it. And look what she did with the softly sophisticated embossing photo. Can you see that in the light? She did the whole thing. She made the whole pocket. She made a pocket. It's all sealed. So she stamped, or she must have done a really, I'm trying to think of how big the folder is. How she did that. Let me look at the sides of the folder because I'm kind of curious myself. Okay, she had to have, wow. Okay, she had to have extra flaps there. No, you know what? No extra flaps. She got the pieces of paper and then she glued the sides. Sometimes you get cards in here. It's like a mystery how they made them. Yay for Valentine's Day. All right. I have lots more, but other examples. And I'm just trying, I have like a ton of, this is another Valentine that's from, this was from my Georgia swap. I don't have the name in there anymore. I say Georgia swap, meaning Georgia demonstrator event I went to. Okay, so here's another one from my Georgia event. Jamie Lavender. Okay? Jamie Lavender. Wow, what a great name for a crafter. Having a last name Lavender. Look at that, really cool. Can you see the vanilla? I hope you can see the very vanilla embossing photo. I know, isn't that beaver cute? I love my cards. I love my team. Okay, here's another softly stippled. Okay, this is Sandra Blair. Sandra Blair with another softly stippled card. Okay. And I have another, okay, Ruth Duda, another cute little B card. All right, so that is some of the cards. That's just some. Now I have, let's see if I have any 3D items. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is like my cup runneth over. All right, so I'm going to show you some other, I don't know, that one's not the, this is the same kind of thing. It's a diaper fold, but this one is the little, what are these called? The birds, Flight and Airy. So this is, I'm still talking about Sale-A-Bration. Okay, so we haven't changed, we just changed off of the softly stippled examples. And now I'm showing you Sale-A-Bration. So I'm still showing you things from here. But now I'm changing to this. So I just showed you all the things made with the things we made. But now I'm showing you something else you can get for free. This Flight and Airy designer series paper. And boy, do I have cool examples of that. So this is a diaper fold. I made a giant diaper fold. I'm going to show you in a little bit. This one was from, again, Jamie Lavender. Oh, wait, no, this was from Jamie Lavender. Did I just get this out of the bag? Does anyone remember? I think I got this out of this bag. So this is Jamie Lavender's little treat. And then this one, I lost who made that one. But I did do an unboxing, and I showed who made it. At one time, I did show who made it. Okay, isn't that cute? Huh. I wonder if, I'm not even sure who made this one. I think it was, her name was Linda. But isn't that cute? A little birdie. Okay, so this one, oh, the names have come off, guys. The names of my cards are all gone. All right, this is a Kathy card. This is from Kathy Schmidt. Look what she did with the Flight and Airy designer series paper. She used a different kind of embossing folder. It's called the Basics 3D embossing folder. And let me see if I can turn my light up at all. I had it down because of my scan and cut tutorials. See if I can bring the light closer now. Because on the scan and cut, it leaves a super glare. Okay, and then this is the Basics 3D embossing folder. This is a nice fun fold. Okay, here's some more. Okay, this one is Deb Shaw, another papered chef, Deb Shaw. And she used the ribbon embossing folder back there. And then that's still Flight and Airy. Mary Nell Boyd. She is another papered chef, and she's the Flightnary paper. And here's a good use of vellum from Ann Coombe. Gorgeous with the vellum basics, and she's another papered chef team member. That was a team swap. And now I'm going to show you some Sunny Days. That is using Sunny Days Designer Series paper. That is using this paper. Let's see, this paper here. Isn't that cute? That's a Mother's Day card. Let's see if anything else is in my little bucket of joy. Nope, I don't see. Now I'm going to take out the cards that we made in this club. The club's not over yet, and I do want to write down. Oops. I'm going to get rid of these for a moment. We have to go back to this for a moment. All right. I wanted to make sure I write down the ink so you could take your screenshot. People take a screenshot. So my ink, we're going to put the ink down here. Pebbled Path. And Wild Wheat. Okay, so here's the card we made. And I'm going to go grab my Sale-A-Bration club cards. My table is so full, but the reason I'm showing you all this like right now is I thought, you know, it's over before we know it. You can only get these items during Sale-A-Bration, and I wanted to show you things that you can get during Sale-A-Bration. So now that you hopefully have a screenshot of that, we have made in this Sale-A-Bration Club, we've used the Most Adored Designer Series paper. That's these cards here. Beautiful. We have used the Trusty Toolbox Designer Series paper. These are free when you spend $50. I'm still doing a scan and cut tutorial on these, so I'm going to be adding 3D items to these and some other cards, especially like these cards. I'm going to be jazzing them up some and making some 3D items. Okay, so this Trusty Toolbox is free with the $50 purchase. That's just another stamp set I used with this, and this is one that Kathy sent me. Okay, oh, and with a nice note too. And she used, by the way, that hybrid embossing photo that you just roll the ink onto. You don't even have to stamp it. Pretty cool. And then in this group, we've made Enjoy Your Day cards. We've created this card here in our Sale-A-Bration Club using Watercolor Melon. Anybody that signs up for this retreat is going to get the watercolor. My scan and cut retreat is going to get this stamp set right here. But if you already have it, you let me know in an email that you don't want that, and pick anything you want that's a $50 item from this whole book. And as long as it's in stock, you'll get it. Even if it's a big 12 by 12 pack of paper, because I'm already probably mailing you a big box anyhow. Then this is one that my friend Lisa Weir made with the watermelons. And these are just great for summer. So here's another little watermelon card you can make. Okay, now this one is the card we still haven't made yet. So just so you know what we still have up to in Sale-A-Bration Club, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to work with this stamp set here, Watercolor Melon, and we're going to get the hello from this one, hello. And then when I want to get all that done by the end of February, right? But then what's on my agenda is one card at least with this using your note cards that I sent you in your kit. So I at least want to make 1 or 2 Jungle Pals cards. And I'm probably not going to do this one because I didn't get it. Unless I get it in time, which I really highly doubt. It's just I'm not feeling it. I'm making a card with Jungle Pals, but I'm probably not going to make one with detailed dogwood. It's just not my thing. But you have supplies to make your kit. All right, so that is what we're still making. This one is our next card in the series, followed by the jungle card. Now, you ready for this, what we can do with the scan and cut? I have a bucket of things to show you that I did with the Flightnary. Now, these are the befores. I'm going to show you the afters. So I did a scan and cut tutorial the other day, and I was showing how to cut out the birds in several different ways. So I showed the before, in my scan and cut tutorial, I showed the before and after of this paper. So I plan on sending everybody at least a little sample of this paper for the retreat so that you can cut out some birds and do this yourself. And I'll give you the dimensions and everything. Isn't that fun with the little bling bling on the birds, or Wink Estella on the birds? Look how much difference. This is the one we made together, and then this is the one we made together here. But look when I added birds later with my scan, or not that one. This one is the one I added birds to. So, I mean, this is the same as that card. But when you use your scan and cut to add the extra birds, it just makes a big difference. Lovely. Now, this is just another variation of that card. I just took, it's not a variation of that card. I'm saying it's the same Happy Mother's Day sentiment, from the Heartfelt Hellos, but it's extra birds, extra layers, and lots of extra layers going on. But it's still a bubble bath card, and it's very similar design. And then in that tutorial, I showed you how to do this, which is cutting out different shapes from your scan and cut. When you can't cut out the individual birds, this is your other option to do something like that. And then I made giant diaper folds. Giant diaper fold treat pouches full of crafty goodness with tea and chocolate and a honey stick, and all with the Brother Scan and Cut. Now, of course, this is not the Brother Scan, like these sentiments are something else, but I cut all these this one out with the Brother Scan and Cut. And in that same tutorial, I showed you how to make the giant diaper fold treat pouches. So check that out. That's really fun. Okay, so all of this is going on in my channel right now during the month. I'm just cleaning up for a second. I'm putting these to get this out at the table. During the month of February. Thank you. I'm glad you loved that. Oh, hello, Christina. Thank you. And you guys like the wobble. Hello, Cynthia Ford. Thank you, Shirley. She's saying, yep, I'm almost at 40,000 now. Shirley, you've been here for a long time. So you know how, like, I was, like, not growing at all. I was like, Bueller. You know, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, like talking to myself and nobody listening. But you know what? You just got to keep having faith and keep sharing, and people will come around and like what you're doing. So here's what we're doing in this is my Card on Blue Card Club this month. And I did this card yesterday. So if you missed it, we made this card using Notes of Nature. And then this weekend, we'll make probably these two on the same day. Maybe tomorrow night or Monday night, we'll make these two on the same day because they're easy cards. I know it's out of focus right now. There it goes, back in focus. This card we'll make next week sometime because it's more layered. It's a nuanced card, kind of like this one where you have extra stamping. But these two are not a lot of stamping, so we'll make those probably in the same night. So we'll have some Card on Blue card tutorials. And I can't wait to show you what my mom made for next month's Card on Blue kit. All right, so next month, if you want to sign up now, if you sign up now and you subscribe, even though it says Notes of Nature, because I haven't had time to change the graphic, it is after the 10th of the month. It's way after the 10th of the month, okay? So you're not going to get Notes of Nature because, well, unless you really want it, then you got to tell me separately, but that's another story. You're going to get, because it's after the 10th of the month, you're getting the Cutest Cows kit. That's what we're making all the stamps with next month. So my mom, with her own money, and I do have to pay her back, but she spent $142 the other day to buy all kinds of different fabric, and she's making cow bags for every Card on Blue member, regardless if it's your 6 months or not. I only usually give swag bags if it's your 6-month anniversary, but she made a swag bag for everybody in the Card on Blue Card Club with the cows on it. And she is making like bigger swag bags with a different cow material if it is your 6-month anniversary. So 3 people, it's their 6-month anniversary. Those 3 people are getting a different cow swag bag as well as the small swag bag that everybody's getting. So like that's a reason to join in March for the Card on Blue Card Club, because you always get surprised, but you just like, I mean, who gets this? Like only the Paper Chef's Card on Blue Card Club. Nobody else gets that. Nobody else, 92-year-old mother, sews for them and adds things with her own time and effort to our bags. Thank you, Bonnie. Yep, Kathy, you're getting one of these. And Christina too. Denise too. Denise, I didn't forget about your silicone mat either. Hello, Rose. Hello, Anne. Anyway, nice to see you. And hello and goodbye, everybody. That's all for now. This is the Papered Chef. Have a great evening.